This guy has something to say about me. We're gonna see what he has to say. He says he's gonna say it to me on face, or to my face, on camera. Let's see if he has the cojones. If he has the strength to back up his claims. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I know he's online because he just added me literally 30 seconds ago. Okay. He went off. Why is that?
Did he join?
Nope. Okay, I guess he wants to do this privately.
Who? Just you and him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He's probably. I think it's a little bit intimidating though for some people to have two on
Okay.
one.
Okay, I'll go call him, so I'll see you later.
Put it on live.
No, I can't do that. I can't risk that.
He's okay. There he
Oh,
is.
there he is.
Just to confirm, Swami, can you hear us?
Yes, now I'm here.
All right.
Okay. Do you guys want to do a one-on-one? He
Up
mentioned
to
that you wanted to do a private call.
You stay for a few minutes, please. So last train. All right, if you have a camera, my friend, turn it on. Tell me what you gotta say.
Yes, I may.
Okay, your tone is very different from what you're messaging me. That's very unique.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you said it was on the YouTube thread, Leo?
Wow, this is like the battle of Shiva 1.0 and Shiva 2.0. Are we recording right now?
Yes.
Beautiful. I
Well,
love this. Divine union coming back into play. Okay. So what's going on? I'll be the mediator. What is the most recent messages?
you tell us. What do you have to say?
Yeah. So I think it was upsetting to see both of you guys speak down to Carlos and using your spiritual ego to try to poke hole on somehow you accept your own ego but not his. So I don't know what that is about, and I felt that it was very disrespectful. And yeah, I want to call you out on that. And then I also want to talk about your relationship with wealth, how you use the word important, and clear out the rhetorics in the enlightened world we are supposed to exist in.
That is correct, 100%. I don't accept Carlos's ego, and I 100% fully accept my own ego.
What is that?
Let me go on to say that we should have done more. What was done with me and Leo wasn't enough. Well,
Okay,
it was
stop.
enough.
The thing is, you first and of all, you need to accept that everyone on the planet is enlightened.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this little spiritual game of you making the gatekeeper of enlightenment, it's complete bullshit. It's so, I don't know, 2020 or whatever. It's over. That's all. I know you know that, but you're using the old rhetoric of the old world, and it's over. Collective nirvana began 2 years ago. Accept. There's no reason to not accept that and to act accordingly.
Okay. Maybe, potentially.
Oh, beautiful, nice.
If I don't...
Good.
All right, let me not go into this.
What do I want to say? Firstly, I love the back-to-back heat. I think it's great. This feels more directed at Shiva, if I'm correct.
I mean, I think you've been tag teaming with him
Okay.
in both your relationship with attaining wealth and how you treated Carlos as
Okay.
someone unable to be enlightened or whatever. So
Great. So let's start with me then. Let's start with me.
Push to.
Okay, so with Carlos, all right, Carlos has manifested in his life physical health issues. Okay, he's paralyzed from the waist down. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This has happened in the past 3 to 6 months, and in my perspective of life, the way that I see things, it's our mind, our thoughts, and our karmic reactions that create certain health issues. Okay.
My thought is
And-
that you're reacting to someone's uniqueness, and it's okay. You can have that. You start to
All right.
laugh because it's in
We'll
a
let Leo
wheelchair.
speak, and then you can speak.
I'm open to hearing what he's saying right now.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm telling you that you're reacting to someone's uniqueness.
Someone's uniqueness.
Yeah, because everyone's unique. Maybe it's legless Baba.
Okay, so let me finish what I'm saying then, just to give full context. He has manifested a certain health condition in his life. Okay. The way I perceive it is that this is an opportunity for him to go within, and for him to stop riding this high ego where he puts people down, where he projects onto other people. And maybe you haven't seen the full picture, but when we do group calls, he joins and other people join. He's putting people down, he's speaking over people. And so
I know
for me, what are you saying?
I know it's not perfect.
So this was a great opportunity for us to help him inquire. I think it was what it needed to be. And so, of course, it triggered him, it triggered many people, but it was just the truth. The
Yeah,
truth
but-
doesn't always need to be love and light.
Sure, I'm not saying it should be love and light. It doesn't have to be like childish and disrespectful. And what I'm saying is that, yes, there are solid points that you can address that he can change in his demeanor and ways of approaching things. That's true. But the way you go from we are the one in control, we are the enlightened ones, you need to listen to us, that's complete rubbish.
Yeah. I don't think there was any proclamation of being enlightened in that call, just to be clear.
Sure, but that's like the demeanor you give. Like we are, what do you call it? Like you have some kind of status of telling him what to do instead of just sharing your perspective.
We have a dynamic where we tell each other what to do, to be honest. There are many times where Carlos has told Shiva what to do, told me what to do. That's the nature of his ego. It's because he doesn't want to feel inferior, so he does that with people. This was the first time that we shed light on him. Okay? And so it was what it needed to be.
Well, it wasn't beautiful
And
the way you did it.
it doesn't need to be beautiful. Sometimes it has to be messy. That's the nature of awakening. That's the nature of doing shadow work. Why are you laughing? What are you laughing about?
Yeah, because you're talking about for the last thing we can talk about. It's the process of awakening to become enlightened, or what are we talking about?
What other awakening is there?
Exactly, we're all already enlightened.
No,
So it's
incorrect.
like little mind. Now you come to an answer to my statement, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just words. I tell you, everyone is enlightened.
It doesn't mean anything, it's just words.
So maybe expand on this. What does this mean to you that everyone is enlightened?
Not everyone on the planet is enlightened.
We all have different definitions of enlightenment, so it's important that you explain what does you mean
I can
by
define
everyone.
Define it, please.
enlightenment is consciousness ruling over form. Consciousness being formless, form being the world of Maya, illusion.
You think 8
Why do
billion
we-
people are having their consciousness rule their form?
See, it's the realization that that's the hierarchy of reality. But there's a process of changing habits, just like you're in that process.
Me personally, I have a different perspective. I don't create hierarchy. I see no hierarchy. I understand that the nature of consciousness is it's boundless. We all have this same consciousness. We all have this on the deepest level. Whether our mind and body has realized it or not, that's a separate question. But in this case, I'm not using enlightenment to try to put myself above anyone. That's not the role that I'm playing. Specifically in the call with Carlos, me as a human being talking to another human being, I see shadow, I see deception, I see lies. I shine light on that. I'm no authority. This is me just playing my role in being a mirror.
But earlier this conversation, you said that you guided him to awakening, meaning you projected that he was not enlightened prior to that, and you wanted to make him enlightened.
Oh yeah, his body and mind is not awakened. It is not. He is not enlightened on a mind and body level. He hasn't realized his true nature.
Yeah, but you also said that it has nothing to do with mind in another video. So what are we talking about? Are we just playing games? I would like to say this. The description of enlightenment, that's a personal logic. Logic is a personal art form. So I might describe it in my way, you might describe it in your way. And in the end, it's that consciousness rules. That's enlightenment. You don't let other concepts rule over your decisions. Then, sure, we have the old paradigm from, and they are old habits, and we can see it all over the planet with people acting on the old habits. But the realization that it's actually consciousness that's going to make all the choices. And us speaking, this art form of logic is not leading anyone. It's only consciousness that leads. This is just my personal way of expressing. This is the tail of the dog. It's not the leading head.
Okay.
And you should update your rhetoric to remind yourself that all you say is actually just a tail following, following the animal. It's not something that's leading the progress.
I'm not really understanding what you're saying.
Interesting.
And I appreciate that you are expressing self-realization to call yourself enlightened, and not a lot of people do that. But it doesn't make them less enlightened.
It doesn't make what?
It doesn't make people less enlightened because they haven't expressed or found the semantics or found the rhetoric to be enlightened.
We didn't say it does.
Yeah. So look, I think we should take a step back here for a moment. What is enlightenment? What is self-realization? It's the recognition of one's true nature. It's when awareness becomes aware of itself. Okay? And to say that everyone has recognized themselves, everyone's awareness has recognized themselves, I don't think that is true. I don't believe that is true.
Have such thoughts. The thoughts doesn't lead.
When that happens, there is a formlessness that occurs within the. How do I explain this?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like we're going in circles, to be honest. This feels unproductive.
I agree.
No, we can take it to the next thing, because I would like you guys to update your rhetoric when it comes to the meaning of the word important. You can start with that.
What? Important?
Yeah, because in this reality, we use the word important and we use the word valuable for different things. And we need to recognize that it's only formless consciousness that's important. Everything is valuable, but only consciousness is important. And to mix up those words is just creating confusion and conflict. It's not worth it to not take responsibility of how you express yourself. The world is valuable. Different, you measure the value depending on context, time and place. But importance is not measured in value. It's eternal, and you need it, and that's consciousness. You don't need anything else. Everything else is a bonus. It's just a luxury. Okay? So that's number one. And then number two, I would like to address wealth. Because you've both been talking about having selfish reasons to attain wealth, and you should really change your priority. Okay, listen now, because if you prioritize to, instead of giving and taking with lots of expectations, filling your mind with expectations, if you change that and focus, if you're curious to do that, of course. If not, be ignorant and don't find what I'm talking about.
Tell us.
So if you're looking at the reality and only focus on giving and seeing, and is curious on what the world will give back, you will get things beyond your imagination that you could never ask for with your very limited mind. So don't waste time on expectations on what to take in this old trade paradigm. Focus on giving and seeing, and you will be gifted beyond your ideas of wealth.
Wow.
And that includes material wealth.
Revolutionary.
I think it's important to update the language to make conflicts disappear.
Okay, so you have conflict within you. Is that what's happening?
No, there's a conflict when you mix up important and value. That's a conflict universally. Okay, you don't need to make it into, oh, now I'm going to be the guy that helps him to be awakened. Don't do that. I'm
observing what's happening in this call.
Yeah. So
to me, what it seems like is there is a lot of conflict within you. There's a lot of discomfort, and just because of certain wording that was used, you feel this much anger and emotion. Okay, cool. So let's bring awareness to that. What is happening within you? Why do you feel so much conflict?
On level of importance, or value. Or maybe the actual conflict of mixing up importance and value, which I believe we have in our space. Okay? So I'm clearing that out for us.
Understood.
Yeah. And when it comes to wealth, that's really just, wealth is not important. But if you actually care about wealth, focus on doing it yourself, of course, but also if you want to be teachers and gurus and to make a positive change in the world, giving and seeing.
Did you ever know, Leo, that you have to give value to make money? You have to be valuable.
What are you talking about?
Did that ever come up in business training that you have to give value? Or
I'm not talking about business training. I'm talking about removing expectations, giving and seeing, and be curious what the mind will create in this reality when you don't fill it with expectations, because you can get much more than what your limited little brain that's been inspired about things you've seen before. You get much more than that if you stop having that trading business model concept. It's not the highest.
Look, I think beyond the words, I think that I think beyond the words, you have a pure intention. You have some passion within you, I can see.
I think the words are...
Care about... Hold on, can I speak? Thank you. You have a pure intention. And I think that the only thing is that there's a certain projection that you've created about me and Shiva. You've created a certain story, a certain illusion in your mind, and you're fighting that illusion. And that's what you've come here to do.
You're projecting a lot, and I think I'm reacting to my experience of you.
I think you're in your mind way too much.
I think we are in the mind, and consciousness should rule.
Like, nothing you're saying makes sense. It sounds like a lot. It just sounds like a lot of words. So I'm trying to really feel the energy behind what you're saying, rather than just like meet you at face value.
Okay, so logic is a personal art form. It doesn't lead reality.
Okay. Logic is a personal art form. It doesn't lead reality. What is like? Why do you say that? What's the value of saying that right now?
That the ultimate leader is formless consciousness, the ultimate decision maker, the ultimate ruler of existence.
What has this got to do with Carl? Like, I don't understand the context here. You seem like I feel like you smoked a joint before you jumped on here, and like your words aren't really adding up.
You're doing that kind of thing, like you're trying to put the person you talk to in like some kind of a lesser gaslit position, and I'm reacting to that.
Okay.
What it feels like is you're saying all these words. It's very basic. We all understand consciousness is good and whatever. But you're saying it as if like we don't know or in a confrontational way, and I don't get what is the point? Why are you telling me this? I get it. Yes, it's good. Consciousness is good.
Because you were rude and not nice to Carlos. That was one trigger. And you have misplaced your focus on creating wealth. And in other situations,
let me talk about why I was rude to Carlos. If you haven't followed my YouTube channel, it might be, and that's the first video you watch, you'll be like, oh, but these people are so rude. Carlos has been, I've been friends with him for a long time. We've been making videos for over a year. He's extremely rude. This is the first time that I'm kind of taking a step back and going against him. And he couldn't handle that as fragile little, no, I don't accept it. He bounced off, he left. There should be more critical, people should be more critical of him. We didn't do enough. We needed to have videos of us educating him or, saying not pleasant things to him every single day.
You generated this mirror, that's what happened.
Well, look, I think people. Firstly, I met Shiva and Carlos because I saw a YouTube video of Carlos bullying Shiva. Okay, back to back. So
earlier, I was commenting, like criticizing on Carlos. I was like, Carlos, you're doing like Carlos. But then recently, you clearly switched in a very distasteful way.
Oh, it's just honest. So you did the same thing. You did the same thing. What's the difference between my honesty and your honesty?
I think I am a person that wants to include, and you have a demeanor of like excluding and making your point more valuable.
That doesn't feel like that right now at all.
Maybe not right now. Maybe I'm in a position of mirroring what I feel like I'm expressing, but that's how you acted in that video with Carlos.
There are certain approaches that work better for certain people, depending on their ego, depending on their mind and body. For Carlos, he has a very big ego, okay? He is very resistant to any form of new idea. And so this was the build-up. This is what it had to arrive to for him to actually get triggered on some level. And it was enough for him to leave the call. So it worked.
But you're not achieving anything because you can have an ego, right? And you can choose to change that ego. You can ask for help to change that ego. What puts you on a pedestal to say, no, actually, your ego is a high priority to change. Mine is not. Like, come on, man.
I'm not on a pedestal. There's nothing about. This is me offering reflections to him. Okay.
Yeah. And I think a Socratic foundation is better when you ask intelligent questions and you find the answer together instead of creating some kind of a hierarchy system. I come from Sweden. The heritage of Vikings, children had the same authority as grown-up people. You had a 7-year-old chopping off the head of a grown man, and they could lead raid parties, no problem.
I think people in Sweden are also very agreeable. I think they're afraid of speaking truth. From my experience with Swedish people, it's the same. Like even my business partner, he's Scandinavian, Norwegian specifically, so I understand the culture. And when sorry, what?
Why I'm not so agreeable? It's because I'm half Swedish.
Oh, there we go. So you have half disagreeableness. And so maybe if you was non-Swedish, then maybe you'd be a little bit more disagreeable like me. Okay. So listen, the thing is, there are different ways of getting a point across. There is no one right way. And I have led these kind of dynamics in retreats as well. Okay, like there are different ways of offering reflections to people. Some people need to be okay, everything's okay, listen to me, I'll ask you questions, and maybe that'll work for a certain type of person. Maybe that'll work for a Swedish person. Okay, there are certain people that have been raised in Atlanta in the hood or whatever. They're not going to resonate with that. You have to meet them with a different type of energy. Okay, so
yeah, but you didn't earn
context is important.
You didn't earn the Atlanta respect.
How do you know that?
Yeah, because honestly, you looked like clowns in a cage trying to like gangsters in Atlanta. That's how you projected yourself.
According to you.
Yeah. That's the perspective I'm representing. Thanks for
what perspective is that?
Clarifying that.
What are you presenting exactly?
My perspective.
Right.
And we should include everyone's perspective.
Why aren't you including our perspective?
Because I've been watching you and I've had an overload of bullshit that I need to address.
Ah. Maybe that's your problem, that you're seeing it as BS. Maybe change your perspective a little bit.
Really?
No, not really.
I think there could be, I really feel like maybe there could be some inquiry here. You know, like if this is bringing up this much inner turmoil, maybe there is something to look at.
Very valuable point.
My perspective, go ahead, talk for an hour. Like
we already do on our podcast.
Sorry?
We already talk for hours on our podcast. You go watch it.
Exactly, that's my point. So, like, our perspectives are shared, you know, and that's the point. Like, we should include all perspectives.
Okay, so if we're including all perspectives, why are you not including our perspective?
Ooh,
so you're jumping back and forth.
No. I'm just meeting you. I'm meeting you with exactly what you just said. Hold on for a second. You said
I said, please include your perspective. I can listen for you for 2 hours now. Shiva Ji saying, no, we already recorded our perspective for hours. Go and watch it. So what kind of circle do you want to bite this tail with?
What?
Come on, man.
You're saying that it's wrong, it's distasteful, included. It's okay. It's okay.
Listen, we're talking about including perspectives. Right. I shared mine, and you're asking for the ability to share your perspective, and I say, yeah, please do. I give you 2 hours, and you say, no. We already
did share our perspective, my friend.
We already did, right?
We shared our perspective, and it triggered you, and so now you're on a call because you disagree with our perspective. Why are you disagreeing with our perspective?
Babas, you're turning this in a circle that doesn't lead anywhere. For the first, I'm saying, please, I shared my perspective. Now share yours. Number 2, you say, no, we will not share it because we already shared it online. Number 3, why are you not sharing letting us share our perspective? Come on, man. Are we going to go in that circle?
Leo just explained to you exactly why we were doing the thing to Carlos. Were your ears closed?
No, but he just asked me, why do you not let us share our perspective? That's why.
No, not share, include our perspective in your bubble of consciousness.
It is included.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
What do you mean? I shared my perspective. You already shared your perspective. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any conflict with what happened, or then why this tone?
Well, let me ask you, what do you want? Like what do you want?
No, I want you to step up your game. Act more Socratic in the future. Because I really think you suck at the gangster image you tried to portray or whatever. It was awful. Like, try to be more authentic. And you can be, really cautious about when you're using the word important versus valuable, because that would just create conflict, right?
Right.
Okay.
I gotta be very
Because
careful.
important is something, because important is something that you need. You don't need anything but consciousness, truly. Correct?
Food not important. Consciousness important, right?
No, food is valuable, but consciousness is eternal.
Okay, so let me clarify. So number one,
Don't mix it.
All right.
I forgot what number one was, but number two was be less of a gangster. Number three was be more authentic.
I mean, or find your authentic gangster, because you were just like, I don't know, acting like a troll factory. I don't. Especially Shiva was like doing weird ass shit. Like I don't even know what was going on there, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I don't know if you rewatch that video. I don't think you're gonna be proud watching it, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we judge outside of ourselves, we judge within ourselves. That's the nature of judgment. So it seems like there is a lot of inner turmoil that's occurring for you. It's interesting how it brought up this
You're
much
feeling that
in
everything
you.
you experience, like you said, it's something that's going on inside you. So the inner turmoil is something you're experiencing, correct?
Oh, I feel peace, my friend.
Good.
I feel a lot of peace.
Good.
And so, yeah, like I want to invite you into that peace if you're open to it.
I think I perceive you as like arrogant, and to truly find peace in the conversation, we would need to shed, not just like laugh it away, just like shed the past and realize that we have included another perspective, and then go on from there.
So let's come into this moment. Let's just be here, okay? There are certain actions that our bodies and our minds have occurred and have experienced in the past weeks. Things that have created triggers and discomfort in the body. And now we're three men sitting on a call, okay, here together. And there is certain discomfort that may be arising in the body. I've lost my train of thought.
I mean, for all I care, we can be angry for 200 years if there's an occasion. You know what I mean?
I guess what is my intention? My intention is to find some level of peace. That is my intention.
I think you should give yourself that. No one's stopping you.
Oh no, I feel peace, but I guess I'm trying to invite you into that same level of peace. Like you just
Okay,
seem
thanks for the
very.
invitation.
Say that again.
Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome.
But
You're welcome. Yeah, I don't think this needs to be an
Is that
overnight process.
yeah,
I don't think this needs to be an overnight process. I think you've said everything that you needed to say. And yeah, I think there is room here for you to inquire about what it is that brings triggers within you. I respect the courage to step on here and speak what you feel is true.
I think you should ask of people, and you should focus more on what you have to give.
thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And respect everyone for their unique way of being.
Clever. I guess that's it then.
Hi.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.